Hello, welcome to the first lesson of our English series. Today I want to start with very basic stuff. Let's think about what is language made of. Of course, words. Okay, I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words for you. Beautiful, house, read, a, on, and quickly. Now, if you look at these words carefully, you can see that each word is actually means something, of course, and based on what they mean, they do something in a sentence. Now, let's start with beautiful. What do you think beautiful does? Yes, it gives information about a person, about a thing, like, for instance, beautiful girl, beautiful house. So we say a word that gives information about other words, describes them, gives more information, is an adjective. Let's look at the word house. The word house refers to something. So there are many words that refer to a person, like girl, as I said before, boy, man, woman. They refer to a thing, like house, book. They can refer to an animal, like dog, cat, whatever. All these words that refer to a place, like hospital, for example, time, like morning, a person, like woman, man, or something, like house, book, etc. These are all called nouns. Next to this noun, I have another word, read. Yeah, I think this one is easy. These are words that tell us what happens, actually. They show an action or the state of something. These are called verbs. Here I have a very small word, a. Yes, it is a word. A lot of people forget that a is a word, but it is. It means something. It has actually two meanings. One is a book, one book, and the other one, when I say a book, it means book that can be any book, in fact. So there are a lot of meaning in this very small word. So as you can see, a gives information again about a noun. So once again, like beautiful, it is an adjective. So adjectives give information about a noun. They don't only describe, they do a lot more. Then we have the word quickly. What does quickly do? So read quickly, understand quickly, speak quickly, work quickly. So they give information about a verb. These words are called adverbs. The last one here is again another small word, on. These are a series of words that actually give, they act like a connection between other parts of the sentence. They can give information about position, they can give information about time, they can give information about a possession. These words are called prepositions. Okay, so as you can see, all the words in a language, a little bit more than this, but right now we are making it very simple, can be categorized, and this is for any language that you can think of, into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. All the words in any language can be or are adjectives, nouns, verbs, adverbs, prepositions. Okay, why do we need to know these things? Okay, we need to know these things because if you think of our body, arms, head, legs, the body, the upper part of the body, Now, they look very different, but when they are together, they function in a particular way. The same way is a sentence. A sentence is made of words. And every word in a sentence does something. You have to always remember it that way. Okay? Every word in a sentence has a job. For example, let's take verb. Verb is the heart of the sentence. Without a verb, there is no sentence. So if I say, a beautiful house there, you will look at me and say, okay, what? Is there, was there, is being built. So the verb is basically the heart of your sentence. It tells you what happens or what the state is. The noun in a sentence tells you who does the verb, or who or what is the receiver of the verb. So you can see now how the connections are being built. Adjectives give information about a noun. So I will understand much better. I can distinguish this noun from the other nouns. Adverbs give information about the verb. So I understand what verb does, how it happens, where it happens, when it happens, how often it happens, and so on. So a lot of information. Okay, so let us start with a very simple sentence. I just write down a verb and build around this verb, build a sentence. Okay. The verb I used here is saw, the past tense of see. Okay. So who saw? I need someone or something that did the job. So let's say girl. Okay? Girl saw. Or maybe I should use it a little bit, put it a little bit closer to the verb so that I have a bit more space behind it. Alright? So, this is a very, very simple sentence. And that's exactly let me develop this sentence as I mentioned before. Okay, so I have the noun and I have the verb, excuse me. So the noun does the verb. Girl saw. Now, this girl needs, I want to add information to this one. I want to say there was only one girl. So I start with A. So A gives information about the noun. I want to say a small girl. So small gives information about girl. Saw. So noun, verb. Girl saw, she did something, she saw something. So I need another noun. So girl saw dog. Again, I can expand my sentence by giving information about dog. So a small girl saw, again, only a or old dog. So 2 pieces of information for dog. Alright, so this is exactly what I said before. Every word, this sentence is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words. And every word in this sentence does something, has a job. Noun, girl, is the person who did something. This seeing, the action of seeing, happened to the dog. And in order to make it a little bit more clearer, I give more information about the girl and I give more information about dog. So I know that this is not just any dog, it is only one dog and the dog was old. I can obviously give information forever. I can put as much information as I need, yeah, for the noun. Now let's take the same sentence. Because of the lack of space that I have here, I just expand it sort of vertically rather than horizontally. Excuse me for that. Let's take the word, the verb see. If I want to give more information about see, I can give a lot of information about that one. I can say how, I can say when, I can say where, I can say how often. All right, so all these pieces of information are for the verb. So I get the word or the verb saw. Imagine an old dog, so I just don't write them, I just put this. I give information about time, at 8 o'clock. Where? In the garden. Right? I can give more information. I can say how often. I can say usually. Right? It doesn't make much sense for this one, but I could give more information about how. If I change the verb to, for instance, read. So, a girl, imagine a young girl usually reads happily at 8 o'clock in the garden. So, again, how often, how, when, where. So, okay, so as you can see, what I said was, basically what I want to say is, a sentence is made up of a noun and a verb. You can take it from there, you can expand, you can give information about noun, you can give information about the verb. However, what you need to be careful about is that places of these words in a sentence can be fixed. For example, adjectives, in this case, one-word adjectives always come before a noun. Or if you take adverbs, for instance, how adverb always comes immediately after the verb. If you have a receiver, after the receiver, but there are variations obviously, but it must be after the verb. Time and place are always at the end of the sentence. These two are a little bit more flexible. You can take the time and bring it to the beginning, or you can take the place and bring it to the beginning. There is a reason again. You don't do it just because you want it, you do it because you want to emphasize that the time is more important or the place is more important. How often is always before the verb, all right? There are some variations, but usually it's before the main verb. Okay, so as you can see, what you need to do is basically it's pretty simple. What you need to do is understand, one, what the word is, adjective, adverb, verb, preposition, what. Second, what is its function, what does it do? And place it in the correct place in a sentence, okay? Now, what I'm saying right now refers to any language in the world. The only difference is that in some languages, the places that we put these words might be different. In some places, for instance, in some languages, for instance, adjectives comes before the verb, in some before the noun, but in some other languages, the adjective comes after the noun. So that's the only variations that you get. But the fact is, what adjective does and what adverbs do and what a verb does, they're all the same. Okay, so we speak a little bit more about sentences. This was a very simple sentence. We don't stop there, we need to connect sentences. How we connect them and what happens when we connect sentences together will be in another session. Thank you.